Okay, we're gonna replace the handguards and the mirrors today. The handguards I broke off in Denmark on the beach. I was kind of surprised that they broke off because I dropped the bike really easily on the soft sand. So I guess these original handguards are just made to protect your hands from catching branches and such. But other than that, that's it. And the mirror, yeah, well, that was a little stupid mistake of myself. When picking up the bike in Sweden, I just broke off the mirror while trying to pick it up. So nothing major, but I probably should have replaced these parts before my trip and saved the original ones for whenever I'm gonna sell the bike. So obviously not sponsored without any followers. These are the handguards, Barkbusters handguard. So we got the Barkbusters handguard kit, especially for the Tenere. And we got some dope mirrors. Let's see how dope they are. Oh. So let's start with the handguards. Quite some hardware. Oh, these feel sturdy. Yeah, that will make a difference. Multiple colors, I just went for black because the bike has a kind of particular color already. Yeah, let's do that later. Let's start taking off the mirror. Oh, that was easy. That was easy. So this is just the handguard part, or at least what's left of it. Now we have to take off the steering wheel weight. Not too bad either. There we go. So let's mount the handlebar weight first so we can see where we have to align the aluminum bracket. So there are two spacers. The 10 mil should go on the right side and the 5 mil should go on the left side. So the spacer goes in the steering wheel weight. Again, two brackets here, totally different, but the easiest way to tell is the longer one has to go on the right side. So I guess because you need to use the bigger spacer on the right side and also on the right side you use the longer bracket, it's because of the throttle. It needs some play. So the bracket goes on something like this, and I'm not entirely sure how to put the clamp on this side, but I guess we'll figure out. So there is a very important note with these bar clamps, in which they machined them a little bit taper. I don't know if you can catch it on camera. This side is bigger, so they marked it with 2 rings, and those rings should go to the inside of the handlebar on both sides. I don't know if you can tell. This diameter is smaller than this one. Because of obvious reasons, the handlebar is thicker on this side and on this side, and we have to mount the bracket somewhere here. So this is tapered. So to demonstrate it a little bit better, those 2 clamps, they have 2 bolts. One 30 mil that should go on this side, and one 25 mil that should go in between this bracket. Alright, and this part should face up like this. Alright, so for now I'll leave it all loose to figure out what's a good way to mount it. So now let's put this one in. So now we have to find the most natural position for the guard, protecting the hands. I might gonna put on the guards to see what they cover before I tied everything up. Something like this. That gives a better idea of where to mount it, place it. I think something like this, right? So if you found the most natural position for the bar, then there's a specific order in which you should tie the bolts. So first the outer one and work your way in, then this bolt, and then the other one. That way everything will set naturally and you don't create any weird tension. So now everything is set in the right place. We tied it down firmly enough. We're gonna torque it now, or at least torque it. According to the specifications, you should torque those two M6 bolts on the handlebar clamp at 10 Newton meters, the two M8s on the outside 28 Newton meters, and the one in the handlebar, the big one, at 40 Newton meters. I already tied down this bolt at 40 Newton meters off camera, and these I'm gonna do by hand, because my torque wrench is too big for those. But just be really careful. 28 Newton meters, or especially 10 Newton meters, is nothing. You will over torque them pretty quick. And especially with aluminum brackets on this side, if you over torque these bolts, you will mess up the thread pretty quick. And now for the easy part, we're going to mount a plastic cover. There are two holes in the aluminum and some little screws. And these we're going to screw into the aluminum. And the last thing, this inner part of the handguard. It's a little bit difficult to tell, there are multiple mounting points, but I assume that's for different models. And if you look on this side, so it makes more sense when you look at it from this side. It forms these lines. I think you can even put them one position lower. Maybe that's like personal preferences, I don't know. So there are only two holes on this thing, and there are multiple or more on the other one. So these, I think, are two positions you can adjust the height. Maybe I just should read the manual. So that's one side done. Let's see if we have to adjust it in the field, but for now it looks good. And now we continue on the other side. I mean, just skip to the other side, wait. All right, that's better. So now it's easier to see the length difference in the brackets. This solely because this one has the brake reservoir on this side, so it needs to be a little bit further outwards. But other than that, it's pretty similar. So there's one thing I'm considering changing, is that those electrical wires on both sides, this one and on here, are kind of pinched now, like pushed a little bit up here as well. So I might undo this and maybe run the electrical wires underneath the bracket and keep the clutch and the brake lines on top. I think that will be better. Let me try. So this is way better. I run the wires underneath the bracket on both sides. So now they go underneath the bracket. There's way less tension on the cable, and I think this way it will prevent cable damage. Another good thing to check if nothing touches the bike when you steer. I mean, it's close, but free on this side. Yeah, now with the cables underneath, I do see another, no, not problem. There is still room. It doesn't hit the fairings, but I cannot reach my fingers under there. I think like 5 millimeters of play. We'll go for it for now. All right, let's install the mirrors. See behind, right ahead. I think they will be the most easy install out of every modification you're gonna do in a bike. Maybe besides putting stickers. Just have to find the right bolt size, and we can mount everything and adjust it by hand with this big screw on the side. Pretty straightforward. So it turned out to be even easier than I thought. There are 2 right hand threads and 1 left hand. Knowing from dismounting the mirrors, I know we're gonna need a left hand thread and a right hand thread on this bike. So that's it. So the left hand thread goes on the left. And the right hand thread goes on the right. On the right, I said. So for the rest it's pretty straightforward. You can interchange those mirrors left to right, it doesn't matter. Okay. Another great tip, don't unscrew this part too far. Because as you see, you don't need to. And that's it. So we're gonna adjust them once I'm on the road, it's easier to see. So after a test drive to the beach yesterday, I didn't need to do any adjustments on the handguards. On the mirrors I did, but that's pretty straightforward. Just turn the knob and move them around. The mirrors feel real solid. They do look a little bit bulky, but they're functional. And similar with the handguards. And I guess similar with the handguards. They're from solid aluminum, so they're silver. Aesthetic wise, the silver parts do a little bit off from the powder coated black steering wheel, but they're functional. And I weighed both the stock mirrors as the stock handguards compared to the aftermarket ones. So for the Barkbusters, we gained 475 grams. And we finally did some weight reduction, 110 grams on the dope mirrors compared to the original ones. So I hope this was helpful for someone out there. Cheers!